Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Princess.
Now, firstly, we know say the coronavirus now one way about plenty sector them since then at the country. So like let we just know so far waiting on the happen with the school because of this virus we in at the country.
Thank you. Well, for we as school, now the Milton Magai School for the Blind, and for all other special needs institutions, we feel as so much that we get with first case of the corona in March, and because of that, we've been get for close all schools because, mind you, some schools that we are special needs institutions, we get body home schools. So we've been get for ensure say we lock down, and even the borders and safe, we close them down and decide for send them pikiaso to their different homes. So we actually no be feel good because for a very long time now, with them picking and they still in at their various homes, and we actually think say they don't miss a lot since March this year.
Now you talk about some of the thing them way like you say some of them picking and everything and the body numb them. So far, how now be done they do for one the school with all of this pandemic within the country?
All right. For example, the Miltimagai School for the Blind are a body home school, just as I don't mention. And when we get the corona, we get for close the school. And from that time day, of course, we na the qualified institution we they for provide education for blind picking them. So from time to time, we not close down completely. From time to time, the picking them they come na the school, and even when the Ministry of Basic Education announced say we get forget the Beke picking them and the NPSC picking them and the WASC picking them for take their examinations. We've been immediately open since July, and up to this date as I talk to you, we still get picking them at the school. We still dey take care of because the NPSC don't done, the WASC don't done, but still the Beke we still get them. We get for take the exams very very soon. So as a whole, it not be easy. It's been very challenging for all special needs institutions because just imagine you get for we I don't think say any school in this country get then three categories here where I don't call get NPSC picking and get Beke picking them get WASC picking them, but for disabled institutions them because we are a body home school and we provide a very good service to them picking here, we get all the three levels of education here. So we dey look after them, we dey take care of them, and we make sure say we give them all the comfort and for make sure say we prepare them for take their exams very well.
We be see usai the school we get on fire outbreak usai like most of the teachers them no been get safe water because of this issue. So far waiting on the happen with some of them teacher in at the school and waiting on me the recent update.
We're very unfortunate on the 29th of April, where the school we actually get that unfortunate incident day of the fire outbreak at the school, and we say some teachers, them up till now as they speak, not get any site for lodge. They still remain without any residence. So that fire day be see a situation we say a lot of properties, even though thanks to God we not get anybody we die during the fire incident, but we get properties then we lost, we get people actually we lost a lot of also money we lost from them staff here. So as the moment I would tell you say we not get any good information yet for reports to the public as to saying that then teachers they don't get accommodation. No, we still the battle for see by the time schools reopen how then teachers they go really manage for go they come teach, because mind you we get some teachers them where they come up very very far off for go they come school and for can't teach them PK, and some of them teachers here they're also blind, so it will be very challenging for them with teachers here if they don't get accommodation. before schools then they open.
Okay, the program is still listening to Now We Own Challenge, where they can to live from the Society for Edu Democracy 98.1 FM. You dey same also listen to on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. You can send a message to the number on 077-981-981 for be part of the program, or you can call on the same number. Where I still get with me Sally Toure, when the headmaster for the Miltimagai School for the Blind. Now, Sally, you don't talk about some of the challenges them. We know say one key challenge we don't see now the issue of subvention.
Yeah.
So like in this year subvention, how far una don dey do for ensure say una get and do some of the activities them una want for do for run the school?
All right. Yes, that's now one very key challenge always where we confront as a school, and not only the Miltimagai School for the Blind, that runs down to all the special needs institutions in this country. We get 14 of them in this country where we actually they face that problem there, because as I don't mention to you, we get body home where we they run, and through this subvention we they take for feed them pikia. Now through this subvention we also they put fuel for run the vehicle for go left them pikia soon at the various schools then, because mind you we get picking them with the secondary school with the in different secondary schools in town. So now through this subvention we dey make sure say we take care of them pikia, buying them learning materials, do repairs at the school, and also do a lot of maintenance where we go also able for accommodate them pikia so in good health. So as at this year we been get very serious challenges from January to June. Thankfully very in August they may decide for pay that particular money day, because that money day when from January to June you will not see now money like where would they go, just go they go pay debts to we suppliers them for all what we don't take from them shops them over them months. Then they we say we get rest supply, permanent supply, oil, sardine, tomatoes, maggi, and all them condiments then they. So now like just for go pay back, but waiting actually now a very serious concern now. Now how we go able for come back na school, with particularly if the third quarter subvention not available, because as I tell you the subvention we them pay then they are just like demonstrating have just for go pay back to waiting will be done use from January to June, but waiting how we run the school now before school they open if subvention are available, and then they have a very serious challenge and concern to all special needs institutions in this country.
So with all of the issues then dey, wetin no be the problem so far for make every year we dey see late subvention they go to special needs school them?
Well, we because we're not able for pay their work money for 6-7 months, we actually no can know how good for talk to themselves in case they no can work. So it can be very difficult for we. So we dey work very hard with the Ministry of Basic Education so that we go actually forget about this situation of paying subventions very late. We self no want that, and I should say the Ministry of Education self no want that. But how we go combat this problem? Now that we all dey try for find a solution now too, because even this they tell on we now the law announce it. If for example government no give subvention from January to June, then government can give subvention from in July. You when you go back for paying assets for your workman them, they go tell you say you they pay fine and interest from January to that time the way they can pay, they pay fine. But you know you the head go find it very difficult, very challenging for actually pay that fine day, because not to your fault. Now just now because the subvention them will come very late. Now that make you will pay assets at that particular time. So and interest and fine now something where you know the budget for. You know they apply for that now the Minister of Education. A Minister of Education as well. No they give interest and fines to we for let we pay. So that's all now some of the problems also where we don't they confront very recently. And now it now really if you not pay them fine then the next thing they go do is now for charge you go court. So if you can receive subvention in July and they ask you for pay fine from January to June, you go imagine who say you go actually get any kind money here way for pay. So we self not really want the subvention for go come late. We always want them very, very prompt, particularly for payment of them workman there and for the feeding of we picking them. Like me that time how we go actually bring back them picking as soon at the various schools.
So how the special needs school here don't they operate with the late subvention we no can come in on time?
Well, sometimes then we can go to we suppliers them. Some people they don't understand we now we get shops them. We can go with trust. We tell them say do ya supply we 30 bag rice, 40 bag rice, we government send with subvention, we go pay. Some day we can go lend we 5 rubber per mile, 10 rubber oil, so that when government send them, we go with them. But even as that now, it's very challenging because I mean, their suppliers and they self don't begin stiff now. They say no, would they really spoil their money because sometimes government not send the subvention until after 7-8 months, then you go pay them now. Then go say this too late. I remember one of my colleagues at one point in time in supplier he almost drag and go court because he late for pay him in money. So now self would they get that challenge, the very serious challenge now for lend commodities again for feed them picky so because we be only think say that is the only best way we go do for them we pick here so that we go always reopen schools on time and we no go delay in the reopening. But really we safe not glady that the subvention they know they come on time and we hope that the Ministry of Education will continue for Okutui so that we go actually combat this entire problem of late subventions.
Okay, the program is still a listen to now on challenge where they can to live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You just also listen to on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. You can send a message to number on 0779819881 or you can call on the same number for make a point inside the program. You just also watch we live now Radio Democracy Facebook page. The program is still listen to now on challenge. As the midterm national census will happen inside December this year, the coordinator for Mental Health Coalition, Edward Ja, don call on statistics alone for the count disabled and people who get mental health issue them during the time when they do the national census. Edward Ja talk this where he be raise concern say statistics alone not include persons with disability per den counting. Edward Ja explain more to Wani Gauja inside this interview.
We realize even the then chairman of the Commission of Persons with Disabilities say they're not being counted. Now a person with disability and they're not being counted. So it been concerned if in as chairman appointed by government, they're not being counted, we think will be less privileged and less opportune people with disability. And we also did an input to submit and for me being included into the constitutional review process, and when the draft then come out, we've been concerned if that paper didn't be approved, we get a constitution. Issues about mental health for don't be left out, and
the
issues
paper now before waiting.
Now being for include the rights of people with mental health condition, people with disability. We work together as a community of disability for present. So every form of disability we are being looked at in that document. Unfortunately, some aspects were considered, but when the paper came out, mental and psychosocial disability was deleted. Now that we don't get this opportunity, we HE in wisdom don't ask that we do a census, go ahead and count the people of Sierra Leone. We want for call on statistics. Say the people with mental disability, with psychosocial disabilities, now citizens of this land and are then right for be counted, so we go get a good data, we go day on the form of disability in that nature. However, we they ask generally say we don't want for me it just be disability. We want specific lines, so we go look at visual impairment. We want to go look at deaf and dumb, those kind of
so now
persons,
special
yes,
statistics for them
for each disability. So we don't just talk about disability in general, but when we say people have hearing impairment, we can give a figure rather than just relying on year in, year out WHO or other international statistics.
Okay.
We need a national statistics.
So una we don't ever get an engagement with statistics alone. Make them tell una why make them not be able to include people with disability within the count, especially people with lived experience mentally.
As a mental health coalition, we not don't engage them. We know they come from a condemnation point, but this now waiting don't happen in the past. So we want to bring the attention of the statistics for me they know say as a nation if development get for be wholesome, we need for count people of this category.
So where you dey talk about counting people with disability and people with lived experience mentally, is it that na the one the way they na treat, they live na treat, they know the count, or the one they safe within na host, they not can count them?
Even the one they're waiting at us, when data collectors can go, they not they treat them seriously. So for example, if we two in at us, me get a mental or psychosocial lived experience, then go count you and just discard me. Even the one they not treat, nobody know they come in for count them because one, they not get shelter, and two, people think say they're not able for reason with them for respond to them questions. We are not think say people get an experience where they don't approach one where they're not able for answer them questions.
So how if you say this they affect them and the country as a whole?
So one, this they make a government, any set of people will not be counted where there is no data about that population, and they make a government not go able for cater for their development. They not go able for contribute to development in their own way. As development na everybody in the country for be part of, not to just for receive from, but for also contribute to, then self get potentials where they can take for support the government and the state for make the development continue. And now we know the situation of the coronavirus. COVID-19 worldwide, according to WHO, get tremendous impact on the psychosocial well-being of the globe. So with the CC, with all of these challenges and the use of substance abuse, we will continue to see increase in mental illnesses, and the psychosocial well-being of people of Sierra Leone will continue to degenerate if we not respond to them things here. So me think say the statistics can be a very good support to development plan if they include each and every people, then especially this then set of people here where all time they left behind and development, all time they discriminate against them, and all time they stigmatize against them. And I also want to use this opportunity for make the National Registration Commission know say therefore consider people with mental disability in the National Civil Registration way then they do or then go get for do.
Okay, so people with mental disability, the one the way they not treat, how if you say then go able for capture them people them there?
So first of all, I think so we need to work with the city council on this, the municipalities and the district councils and the township, the local government on this, because now within the domain then people are there. The second set of people we will for work with for able for capture them people here on then data here now for work with the Ministry of Social Welfare and the Commission of Persons with Disability. And if it please the statistics for involve the mental health coalition, especially with persons with mental and psychosocial lived experience, we go gladly for being involved as a mental health coalition for support them. Most government hospitals in the district get mental health units. They can help their units, then they can help for contact people then and for trace people then so they go able for be part of this. These are just things we then go